Ivan Buchta, and I work for AZ and ARMA 3 as creative designer, and I'm here to answer some of your questions. And I'm doing also to reject instruments.
So first of all, can we expect to have new content in the future via free patch?
I don't really like the word free because we are putting lots of considerable work in the development. But yeah, there will certainly be free patches, but there will most probably be also some DLCs which will be paid.
Yeah,
but it's our own interest to support the game after release and to prolong its lifespan.
Do you have already an idea about the DLC, or it will come after the release?
Well, there are many ideas, but I'm unable to share any information. First, ARMA 3 team has to finish the game, then we can talk about the experiment.
Okay.
But of course, we will also be listening to the community and in a broader sense to the customers. And if the customers wish certain features or content, it will be certainly something we think about and respect. Of course, in the end, it will be up to us.
Yeah, because, for example, in the feedback tracker, a lot of people are asking for the weapon resting. I know it's difficult to add it into the game.
Well, everything is difficult, but once we have some clear goals and strategies, nothing is impossible. But of course, ARMA 3 cannot contain everything, just everything from the feedback tracker in a year or in 6 months. But you know, if there will be several years of development, why not? But we have to be careful also about not breaking the existing game principles.
And what about an extension like Operation Arrowhead?
You mean some
a big one,
bigger things?
Yes.
Well, it depends on our plans, and it's hard to say right now. It might be certainly interesting to look into some new environment to enrich the game. It is something which will bring.
Okay. Do you plan to rework the multiplayer lobby and to have the possibility to save, for example, your favorite server?
I remember that these things were mentioned several times, but I don't know what's the plan of our user interface design team. So I would say first things first. If you want these things, it's certainly hard if you vote for them to feedback tracker.
Of course. Why exactly did you throw some content away? Like we saw last year in Gamescom, like the F-35, the MV-22. I know it's...
Yeah, well, these models are quite old, and reworking them would mean just to take them away and start from scratch. And the momentary needs of the mission designers, the campaign and the game are different, so we've just thrown them away. Instead, we are offering different vehicles in high resolution, which are more on par with the graphic standard of ARMA 3. And I've noticed that you have shotguns there.
Yeah, we saw one screenshot and one XM25 as well.
Of course, it's an example of what we could do in the future. Just decide, okay, let's add a few shotguns and we would improve the mechanics like recoil, improve the animations, it's support for it, and then we will deliver shotguns proper. So instead of giving you some part of me to say crappy shotguns right now, community will get them later. Well, them or something else. I don't want anybody citing me claiming, well, Ivan said we will have shotguns. Where are the shotguns? Well, I don't know. The decision is up to the project.
And another big question. We are still waiting for river or trench. It never happens in any ARMA games.
All right, guys, let me tell you something. Keep waiting, keep your fingers crossed. We are dreaming with you, we are working on it, but particularly these problems are really difficult. Well, thanks for your attention. All right, back to the questions.
No problem. Another funny question. I don't know if you will.
Yeah, no, it's very appropriate question. Like
no, but the next one is a bit funny. I don't know. Are you looking on giving some random color to the underwear clothes? Like every soldier wears the same underwear.
I think this is where community can contribute. Really, we have some priorities, and underwear. Yeah, definitely. It's somewhere on the bottom. Like now we have working underwear with decent textures, so adding variety to something which you don't really see that often in the game, it doesn't make sense. So community.
Do you still work like an exchange idea between this and BA, like between the VS team?
There is some communication, but now everything is certainly more controlled, more official. Because Bohemia Interactive Simulations is a different company with different roles, different customers, different pipelines. But yeah, there's communication, there's inspiration, but it's definitely nothing close. It cannot be.
Okay, one is a game, another one is a simulation for.
Yeah, exactly. And believe it or not, the branches are quite far from each other.
So now about gameplay questions. Are you planning to add women into the game in final release?
Again, it's up to the ARMA 3 team's priorities. I'm not in a position to do the strategy here. So, I can't tell you that women are scheduled for this Christmas. They are not. For us, it's certainly tempting, but it's no small task because new set of animations, different rules for different equipment. It's a feature which we would like to see ourselves. Maybe there will be some similar, but of course, it would be nice to have full support for the females. But again, it's a bunch of work, and if you take a look at the development of the new ARMA 3 animations, which I think are really good, it took us 3 years to figure it out. So getting women in the game is equally hard task.
Will there be subsonic ammunition for weapons equipped with silencers?
I don't know. It's possible. Maybe if the science designer lead will hear this interview, he might do something more or create a subsonic ammunition. But again, it's one of the many possibilities. Perhaps we already have it in the game. I just
you don't know everything, of course.
In the past weeks and months, focusing mostly Daisy and some things related.
And mountain biking as well.
Yeah, of course, mountain biking, drinking beer, and some terrain-related works were all easy. It's just so
not into ARMA 3 only anymore. Will we be able to move freely while the vehicle is moving? Like, there is a big airplane and then you can walk.
I see what you mean. Maybe in the future, but again, keep dreaming. It's something we'd be probably doing via physics, and with the physics implementation, we still have a lot to do. Or I would better put it, there are many possibilities for expansion of this implementation, and it's usually quite difficult. But the question is, how many people will really need to move around between vehicles? Some people want it because they have some specific situation in mind, but it's not important for infantry missions. It's not important for most scenarios. Of course, it would be nice to have hovercrafts and ability to load tanks on them and do something for this operation. Great.
It's a bit too much for a game like.
I'm confident that maybe one day we'll see things like that. But I'll perhaps repeat myself. There are no final decisions what we will be doing after ARMA is released and without part of those priorities. I suggest asking around the projects. They'll maybe tell you more.
And all about big transport aircraft, because when we knew when the game will be released, we only saw one aircraft into the we know you're planning to add two more aircraft.
We are again following the priorities, and we are also listening to communities. So if community says, oh my God, there are no combat aircraft, we need one big aircraft. We are making them now, but transport aircraft it's another year, and everything depends on how much time we'll have them, and also the creation of these assets is heavily depending on the mission design department. If the guys would say we have a great campaign in mind, or we just have a perfect idea for a mission, we need a big transport plane, it's more likely that we will be finding our way rather than if we will be just filling in the gaps.
Okay, I know that you're planning to add it. Are we going to see the ability to change weapon while we are moving, like from pistol to?
Then I don't know.
I think you're working on
it. It's pretty visible. I was playing some missions myself today and had to reload and I stopped. So. Sorry, I have to change the weapon. Currently it's like this. Maybe it will need some engine support to allow that. Maybe it's more simpler change. But again, everything depends on the animations guys. But again, you can look for it in the feedback.
And another question. How about the wind? Right now it doesn't affect any bullets. And we can define the winds into the editor missions.
Well, it's not so strange. I know that many people would argue, but influence of wind on the bullet. Well, it may be significant, or it is very significant on larger distances. But from my personal perspective, currently it would be a stronger, which would make shooting hard for players. So again, it might be great simulation. But then we would tackle things like how would a player learn about the windage? Because not everybody has this instrument for measuring the strength in direction. Normally you can feel it, so you can compensate, and we have to rework the methods AI is acquiring targets and shooting. So and also it could probably mean CPU to do few more calculations. And as we are trying to come up with a very optimized product, I don't think this is something we should be addressing with priority.
Now we will talk about the editing and tools. Do you plan to add new editing tools, or we will have just an update of the previous one?
You will have just update.
I mean, no,
but the just update means that we'll be working on the tool suite, which will be up to date with ARMA 3, including the implementation. Some tools can be released easier, sooner. Some tools, like terrain editing tools, Visitor, there can be some delay because it's critical bringing in simulations, and we have to see how on which license or with which features we will be able to release such a tool if even be possible. But don't worry.
We'll get there.
Yeah, well, it's our interest to give community the tools. So as soon as the game is out, we'll start working on it.
That's great. What's improved? Do you already know the improvement between the previous tools and the new one?
It's hard to say what are particular things, but of course ARMA 3 has some new features, has some new requirements, and tools should allow the community to cope with them. Especially in the case of Oxygen, there will be support for the physics slots, new things.
Will you importing or exporting models to and from Oxygen to another program like Blender or 3ds Max? Is it going to be easier? Or you don't know? Like, because I know the community needs to make its own plugin to make things right.
I'm not sure I can answer this question with enough fidelity. Well, with the tools, time will tell. There can be also some legal issues with the plugins like that. So first we will see what we have to do, and then when time comes, everybody will know. We will be absolutely transparent about what to do.
Currently, on this was the case on the previous ARMA games. Empty vehicles are considered as belonging to a camp.
Or to a side or faction?
Yeah, like it's a side if you put an empty blue for vehicle and then you destroy it and your blue for soldier will become like red for soldier. I don't know what to explain.
That you would be punished for destroying. Well, imagine you're a soldier in the real army, and then you take bazooka in your camp. You destroy the truck. You blow it to pieces, and well, what would your commanding officer say?
Yeah, of course.
Don't worry, guy.
Makes sense now.
It's pretty obvious that you have harmed your side by this, so you have to be punished.
Yeah. But no, it's a big important question. Will it be possible to edit soldier loadout directly into the editor?
Maybe one day. Yeah. I've been talking with one of the guys who are responsible for the user interface and stuff, and he was speaking about his visions, and I think that this is one of the things which we could be adding. Before we tried that, but we found out that it's slightly more complicated than we originally thought. It's probably not as important as other features in Dreams part, but it can be but no promises.
Yeah, because right now you have so many things to add into the soldier.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming. I've really learned it myself when I try to customize some soldier. It's not perfect, but most people who are making missions on a regular basis, they already know the commands and can do these things already. So it's probably not a terrible issue. But yeah, I agree to be nice feature.
So you can confirm or the opposite. Is Java coming into ARMA's firmware?
It's hard to tell now. You can't expect it to be part of the first full release.
And now about the server, are you working on a Linux server for ARMA 3?
Oh, of course. I don't know. I don't know how far we are with it. In general, community is used to some standard when it comes to our games, and this is one of the standard things. So I don't know when the community will get it, but it's not used. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Well, thanks for watching, and remember, play ARMA, play Daisy, support us. Thanks.